by the Bud Company of Pennsylvania back in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, and they are owned by the Branson Scenic Railway today. Now the locomotive in the front of our train and in our current direction of travel is our number 99. It's a 1963 model GP30M with 16 cylinders producing 2,000 horsepower and weighing in at a whopping 300,000 pounds. That was rebuilt in 1982 and used for freight service on the B&O and CSX railroads until 1994 when it was purchased by the Branson Scenic Railway in 1995. It was painted red in 1999 and it was appropriately numbered our locomotive number 99. And right behind that we have our power car, which is used to generate power for the lights and air conditioning and heating for the train. Then up we have our Silver Eagle car built in 1949 for the Texas and Pacific Railway. This coach has 60 reclining seats and it spent time in the Indiana Transportation Museum before being restored and leased to Amtrak. Now the Silver Eagle was finally purchased by the Branson Scenic Railway in April of 2001. Now the next car in our line is the Silver Garden car, a domed buffet and lounge car built for the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad in 1952. It also worked for the Kansas City and American Royal Zipper trains down for Burlington Northern until the birth of Amtrak in 1971. And that's when the majority of America's passenger service was turned over to Amtrak in 1971. Now the next car up is the Silver Lake. That's our 1952 buffet dining car. That was once known as the Casimir Pulaski when it operated for Amtrak. That was added to our fleet here in Branson in 1997 as our concession car, and that's where you're going to find your sandwiches and soft drinks and little goodies like that. Now the next car behind that is the Silver Bell. Now that's the newest addition to our Branson fleet here, purchased back in 2019. Now that's a 48-seat dining car. Very nice car. Now the next car is the Silver Terrace, built in 1952 as a Vista Dome parlor and observation car. That was part of the original order to equip the Kansas City Center. It was purchased by the Branson Scenic Railway in 1998 from a private owner, and it's been completely renovated and joined our fleet here in Branson in 2001. Now the next car in our contest today is the Silver Island Dome and Lounge car. Now that was built in 1947 for the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad. Now this dome car was used on the Twin Cities Zephyr as well as others for Burlington Northern until the birth of Amtrak. Now we have our Silver Chef car. That's a beautiful 48-seat dining car built in 1956 for the Burlington Railroad. It was used on the Denver Zephyr and later for Amtrak out west on the San Francisco Zephyr until joining the Branson Scenic Railway in 1997. Now the Silver Chef is used for our Saturday evening dinner train. Now the oldest car on our train today, and my personal favorite, is the Westport car, built in 1939 for the Atlantic Coast Line. That worked on the famous Champion train, taking the rich and famous from New Florida on vacation. And now it's also used for our Saturday evening dinner trains. And by the way, that's a delightful experience, recreating the dining pleasures of yesterday golf. So that's a 4-course meal served right here on the train, about a 2-hour train ride. Well worth it. And finally, the locomotive at the other end of our train is locomotive number 98. It's a 1981 model F9PH type designed for use on passenger trains. It's a 16-cylinder engine, produces 1,800 horsepower and weighs in at just 250,000 pounds. That was rebuilt in 1981 and used on the MARC commuter service in the state of Maryland before joining us here in Branson in 1995. It was again rebuilt in 1998, painted red, and numbered our locomotive number 98. All right, now we're passing through the old former town site of Old Cricket, Arkansas. It had its own train depot up until March of 1960, when the last passenger train service came through here. Now just up ahead is our second tunnel, called the Cricket Tunnel. That was constructed about the same time as the Crest Tunnel in 1903 and 1904. Now this one's a bit shorter. It's only about a half a mile long. Now enjoy the Cricket Tunnel.
Still in a tunnel. This is what we call the Cricket Tunnel. No, you're staying there.
We can only do 2 at a time, buddy.
More motion. No more. There's more sways. Sways a lot.
Folks, the area we're passing through now is called Rainbow Ridge, and that means we're approaching the Walnut Creek Trestle. Now, this trestle was originally built well over 100 years ago.